Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel, I hope. Everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos Hometown Sneak Peek. In this week's episode of The Golden Bachelorette, Joan Vassos visits the hometowns of her final four suitors. ABC released a sneak peek at the upcoming episode. Will Joan's insecurities get the best of her? Stay on this page to watch the preview for the next episode. Final four Golden Bachelorette suitors. Joan Vassos began her Golden Bachelorette journey with 24 suitors. She was previously a contestant on Jerry Turner's season of The Golden Bachelor, but had to leave early due to a family emergency. After 5 weeks of individual and solo dates, there are just 4 suitors left. Who are they? Pascal Abdi. Pascal, 70, was born in Paris but now lives in Chicago, Illinois. He's the owner of a popular hair salon. He wooed fans with his charm. Pascal is now known for his love of underwear. Guy Gansard, 66, is an emergency room doctor. He helped fan favorite Charles Ling come to terms with his wife's death after explaining how it happened. Guy publicly addressed and apologized after a past restraining order was made public. To many viewers, Chalk Chapel is the clear frontrunner. The insurance executive from Kansas has the strongest connection with Joan, but anything can happen during hometown dates. Jordan Heller, 61, is a senior sales exec from Chicago, Illinois. He hasn't had much time with Joan, but according to his ABC bio, he loves pickleball and once dated singer Taylor Dayne, who made a cameo on the show. Many viewers think Joan Vassos is still mourning her late husband, John Vassos. He passed away in 2021 after a battle with pancreatic cancer. Some shocking details of his past recently came to light, but Joan only has kind things to say about him on the show. The sneak peek ABC drop starts with Joan excitedly flying out for hometowns. However, she candidly admitted that she wasn't sure she was in love with any of her final suitors yet. Could that be foreshadowing the prediction from fans that she ends up alone? She also admitted to being in different places with each of the men. At least one of the final 4 will be sent home this week, and the remaining men will continue on to the overnight dates. As golden leaves crunch beneath the heels of love, and the final rose inches closer, the Golden Bachelorette heats up with hometowns looming like emotional time bombs. And no one's journey feels more unpredictable than Joan Vassos. At 61, Joan isn't just rewriting the rules of dating in your golden years. She's setting the standard for what it means to love again after life's greatest curveballs. And now, with only a handful of suitors left, Joan is about to find out if these men truly belong in her real world, or just the mansion fantasy. But in this week's sneak peek of Joan's hometowns, it's Joan herself who's the one stepping into the spotlight and the crosshairs. That's right. Instead of visiting a suitor's home first, the producers flip the script. The remaining men, Charles, Guy, and Mark, are brought to Joan's Maryland home turf, and what awaits them is far more than just wine, cozy hugs, and polite family chatter. A golden return to reality. The preview opens with a slow drone shot over Annapolis, Maryland. Autumn sunlight drapes Joan's historic neighborhood in gold, as if the very air around her is infused with possibility and pressure. We see Joan walking her dog Sadie, rehearsing how to introduce 3 different men to her family without losing her cool. This could go terribly wrong, she mutters with a nervous smile. Or it could go terribly right. But it's not just the guys who need to impress. Joan knows this is the moment when real life kicks in. No rose ceremonies, no romantic hot tubs, no glam team. Just Joan, her family, her past, and maybe her future. The men meet their match in Joan's daughter. First to arrive is Charles, the tall, silver-haired motivational speaker who's charmed Joan with his poetry and passionate speeches. But this time, he's not speaking to a ballroom. He's speaking to Joan's daughter, Lauren, a sharp, no-nonsense single mom who is clearly not buying what Charles is selling. So what happens when the cameras go away? Lauren asks, eyebrows arched. Charles stumbles slightly, smiles wide, and answers, I plan to keep showing up. You better plan to, Lauren replies. My mom's not just your golden fantasy. She's a real woman with real heartbreak behind her. Charles looks shaken, and the moment cuts to Joan, watching from a distance, whispering, well, that could have gone better. Guy's big reveal. Next comes Guy, the suave widower with an effortless smile and a tendency to dodge questions with charm. But in the kitchen, over Joan's famous chicken parmesan, he drops a truth bomb that leaves Joan frozen. I wasn't totally honest about how recently I was in a relationship. Joan's fork pauses mid-air. Guy explains he was seeing someone 6 months before the show, but insists he ended it because he knew something bigger was out there. The timing? Messy. The honesty? Admirable. But the trust? Now in shaky territory. Later, in a private confessional, Joan admits, I appreciate the truth, but I'm not looking to be someone's rebound glow-up. Still, the chemistry between them simmers, especially when Guy pulls her aside for a quiet, late-night conversation on her porch swing. If there's one thing I know, Joan, he says gently, it's that I wasn't looking for you. But now I can't unsee you in my future. Cue swoon. Cue confusion. Mark goes full fanboy. And it backfires. Finally, there's Mark. The youngest of the remaining men, at a scandalous 55. He's always leaned hard into his charm and sense of humor. But things take a turn when he meets Joan's sister Carol, and accidentally refers to her as the cool aunt from the TikToks. Turns out, Joan's family isn't into social media stardom. At all. Later, in a quiet walk by the marina, Mark goes too far again. I watched you on The Golden Bachelor, Joan. I knew then you were the one. You were his mistake, but you could be my miracle. It's passionate, yes, but also a little rehearsed. Joan's face turns thoughtful. I don't want to be someone's revenge fantasy. I want to be someone's beginning. The mood chills. Mark knows he's on thin ice, and he's running out of time to fix it. A surprise guest shakes everything. Just when the men think they've seen it all, another man shows up at Joan's doorstep. His name? David. His title? Joan's first love. High school sweetheart. Recently divorced. And back in town. The moment is pure reality TV magic. David shows up under the guise of returning a borrowed book to Joan's sister. But his timing is suspiciously convenient. The producers lean in hard, blurring the lines between old flames and new beginnings. David and Joan share a warm hug and a longer-than-expected conversation behind closed doors. The preview teases nothing specific, but the other men notice. Charles is visibly rattled. Am I being punked? Guy laughs but stares at the door. This is some Lifetime movie, ****. Mark paces the driveway like he's ready to start packing. And Joan? She emerges from the house with flushed cheeks and a tear in her eye. That was a lot, she says, barely able to smile. Joan's moment of truth. As the sun sets on this unforgettable day, Joan sits alone on her porch with a steaming mug of tea and the weight of the world in her heart. This was supposed to make things clearer, she whispers into the darkness. But instead, I'm more torn than ever. One of these men could be my future. But part of me wonders if the past still has a hold on me too. Cue dramatic piano music. Cue next week's teaser. Will Joan follow her heart or her history? Will Charles recover from the daughter interrogation? Can Guy regain her trust? And will Mark stop quoting old Bachelor lines long enough to actually win her over? Or could David become a real contender? One thing's for certain. Hometowns just turned golden and chaotic. And Joan Vassos isn't just handing out roses anymore. She's deciding who's truly worthy of walking into the golden years by her side. Are you ready for the most emotional, unpredictable, and jaw-dropping episode yet? Because Joan's hometown isn't just a visit, it's a reckoning.